When you elevate a woman as if she's the ultimate reward, something shifts in her mindset. Suddenly, she starts to think, I'm the one to be pursued here, so I can ease up. No need to put in as much effort. Slowly but surely, her interest fades. In this discussion, we're going to flip the script, showing how you can become the one she's after, the one she sees as the prize. I'm the alpha mind. Here's the truth. The moment you place a woman on a pedestal, her instinct is to see you beneath her. That's just the way people operate. So, how do you position yourself as the prize in her eyes? It's all about perspective. The fact is, we all want to be with someone we consider valuable. If you're constantly treating her like the reward, she'll naturally assume that role, leaving you in a lesser position. Here's the kicker. She wants to be with the prize. Everyone does. We all gravitate toward those we think are worth chasing. When you don't give her that feeling, you're missing the essence of what she craves, someone she needs to win over. For her, that's where the spark of romance comes alive. We're going to explore 5 ways to position yourself as the ultimate catch, and the first step starts with a mindset shift. It all begins with an unshakable belief, the certainty that you are the true prize. This is where many stumble because they start to think, well, she's more attractive than me, or she's more social, has more friends, etc. Their minds become cluttered with reasons why she must be the one on a pedestal. But here's the interesting part. We've all seen that guy who, on paper, seems to lack the qualities others might admire. He's not rich, not particularly handsome, yet he moves with a certainty that he is the prize. And guess what? People buy into it. Women buy into it. It's like when you slap a high value on something, it automatically becomes more desirable. On the flip side, I've worked with good-looking guys who have decent jobs and are genuinely charming, yet they keep getting ghosted. Why? They've fallen into the trap of placing women above them. The moment she realizes she's the one on the pedestal, her interest in you starts to evaporate. I remember a phrase a college friend I would always say, if you think you're the top, act like it, and others will follow suit. And once they do, you are the top. The same applies here. Believe you're the prize, and soon you'll carry yourself like it. When you act like the prize, she'll start to treat you as such, and eventually, you'll become the prize in her eyes. It's not about declaring it, it's about embodying it. The key is to live this belief without explicitly saying it. When she picks up on it naturally, that's when the shift happens. Now let's break down how to implement this mindset in your interactions. How do you communicate that you are the prize without having to say a word? Let's talk about cutting off the need for external approval. This is crucial to becoming the one in control. Think of it like this. When 2 people connect, one will naturally put in more effort. The person who tries harder always ends up with less leverage. It's a simple power dynamic. Another factor at play here is something called a validation gap. When a man and woman meet, whether on a date or just hanging out, someone will inevitably seek approval. It's like a silent vacuum that demands to be filled. If you stop trying to impress her, she'll instinctively feel the need to fill that space by seeking your approval instead. Now, when I say stop chasing validation, I mean quit bending over backward to impress her. Stop playing mental gymnastics about what details to drop about your life to make yourself seem more appealing. Whether it's your job, your house, your vacations, it doesn't matter. Trying to craft your words to appear impressive comes across as forced. Even if you're cracking jokes non-stop to get her laughing, you're positioning yourself as the entertainer while she's just watching the show. The problem is that women want to be the ones earning your admiration. They want to feel like they're working for your validation, not the other way around. So here's the trick. Allow her to step into that role. Don't make her laugh at everything you say, and don't be quick to shower her with compliments or approval. She wants to feel like she's earning your validation. And remember, actions speak louder than words. If you want her to see your qualities, show her. If you're adventurous, be adventurous with her. Instead of telling her about that cool promotion you got, take charge of the interaction, lead her, and make bold decisions. She'll naturally start to think of you as a leader without you saying a word. Another key part of stepping away from validation seeking is resisting the urge to explain yourself. If you're constantly justifying your job, your shape, or any other aspect of your life, you're signaling that her opinion matters too much to you. When you stop seeking her approval, she'll be the one chasing yours. This reversal of roles puts you in the driver's seat, creating a dynamic where she's working to earn your attention. Let's dive into being the one in control. Many struggle with this concept, especially when meeting someone new. When I enter a situation, I don't instantly place anyone on a pedestal. Far too often, people lose interest after a few encounters, and it's almost always due to the fact that they're subconsciously signaling to the other person that they are the one holding all the value. The moment they realize they're being elevated, they become indifferent. This is a fundamental misunderstanding many face. Interestingly, it's not just me who's frustrated with the modern dating scene. Women are as well. They constantly encounter people who seem like they have the upper hand, and they've grown tired of it. Women are ghosted, overlooked, or treated as if they are disposable. And to them, these individuals seem like the real deal. But if I start treating them like they're inherently superior, it disrupts the natural balance and leaves them confused. Now, being the decision maker means walking into an interaction without being immediately dazzled. I don't jump to conclusions about wanting a relationship or commitment. Instead, I approach it with calm curiosity. She might be attractive, and I may feel the chemistry, but I'm not automatically set on what I want until I've learned more about her. This mindset places me in the role of deciding the direction of the connection, and it sets me apart from those who chase approval. To achieve this in practice, I use what I call deep-level engagement before offering any kind of validation. Say she tells me she's a lawyer. Instead of responding with a generic, "Wow, that's amazing," I take a step back and dig deeper. Why did she choose that path? What drove her toward that decision? Because who knows, maybe becoming a lawyer wasn't her dream. It was her family's expectation. If I immediately heap praise without understanding her true motivations, it comes across as shallow. The trick is to go deeper into her story before offering any validation. I ask her questions like, "What inspired you to pursue law?" Or, "What was it about history or law that fascinated you?" Each time I probe further, she'll feel compelled to explain herself and dig deeper into her own mind. In doing so, she subconsciously starts working to impress me, flipping the dynamic. By going beyond the surface, I'm showing genuine interest and taking the time to understand her. And only after I've unearthed her true motivations do I offer any acknowledgement. This approach positions me as someone not easily won over, someone who makes decisions based on deeper understanding. The real power lies in allowing her to reveal herself to me instead of rushing to offer compliments. Here's an interesting concept. Ask her for a favor. Now, most of us tend to think that to win someone over, we need to offer them favors. If she mentions her car's acting up, we might be quick to say, "I can take a look at it." Or, if her computer is giving her trouble, we want to jump in and fix it. We believe doing favors will make her like us more. But there's an old principle, known as the Ben Franklin effect, that flips this idea on its head. Ben Franklin pointed out over 200 years ago that people tend to like someone more when they do a favor for them, not the other way around. It's counterintuitive. How does that work? It comes down to a psychological principle called effort justification. When we put effort into something, we want to believe it's for a good reason. So when she does you a favor, part of her brain starts to think, "Why am I doing this? Oh, I must like this person." It's a subtle shift that builds a stronger connection. I had a friend who was great with women, and he'd do this effortlessly. He'd meet someone at a bar, and 5 minutes into the conversation, he'd casually ask, "Can you hold my drink for a second?" and turn to talk to us while she held it. I used to think it was rude, but I came to realize it worked because he genuinely believed he was worth it. He didn't see it as a tactic. He just had that inner confidence. Now, this isn't about asking for huge favors all the time, but don't hesitate to ask for something small. For example, if she mentions she's good at editing videos, you could say, "Hey, could you show me how to do that?" Or even better, "Can you make me a quick tutorial video on that?" The favor feels more genuine this way, and she's putting in effort, thinking, "Why am I doing this? Oh, maybe I like him." It's simple but effective. Ask for a favor, and it could subtly deepen the connection. Just make sure it doesn't feel like an excuse to spend more time with her, or it loses its effect. Keep it genuine and let her put in some effort. Next, let's dive into a crucial concept: setting and communicating standards. A few years ago, I was looking to get some cosmetic work done on my teeth, and I visited several dentists. The experience revealed a lot about standards and how they communicate value. Some dentists would hover over me, offering water, asking if I had any questions, and sending follow-up emails to see if I had decided. It felt like they were trying to win me over. Yet, something about it felt off. I couldn't shake the thought, If they're so great at what they do, why are they chasing me so hard? Then, I visited a different dentist, the one I ultimately chose. His approach was different. Upon entering his office, there was a sign that said, "If you are more than 5 minutes late, you must reschedule." At first, I thought it was harsh. Then, during our consultation, I tried to rush him, telling him I already knew what I wanted and had somewhere to be. He didn't budge. "If you don't have time for me to explain my procedures, maybe we're not a good fit," he said. That struck me. He wasn't chasing my business. He was setting clear boundaries and communicating his standards. I ended up choosing him, despite his price being higher than the others, because I saw him as the prize. So, how does this relate to dating? It's all about not letting someone downgrade your standards. For example, if you've planned a dinner date and she says, "I'm tired, let's just do lunch instead," that's a downgrade. We all know that dinner provides a more intimate setting with greater potential for the night to continue. Many guys will agree to lunch out of fear of missing out. But if you want to set yourself apart, you'd respond, "Let's reschedule for a night when you're free. I'd prefer dinner." This signals that you respect your standards and aren't desperate to compromise them. Similarly, if she's being wishy-washy about plans, saying, "I'll let you know," take the offer off the table. Say, "It seems like this week isn't good for you. Let's do it another time." It might feel risky, but in her mind, you're communicating that you're the prize. You're not going to wait around for her to decide if you're worth it. It all comes down to setting and communicating standards. Just like that dentist, you don't need to chase anyone. By maintaining your boundaries, you establish yourself as someone who values your time and energy. If you found this advice helpful, I would like you to share your experiences on this in the comments section below, and I will ensure to give personalized replies. Thanks for watching, and see you at the next one.